Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the report of the week. Wow. I'm... I really am shocked as I make this video. I mean, wow. I can't believe it. I really can't believe that this channel is at 200,000 subscribers. It's a big surprise to me. It really is. I remember when this channel first got 50,000 subscribers, I couldn't believe it. I was so surprised. I thought to myself, how could this channel ever get 50,000 subscribers? Why would there be that many for this channel? I remember when it got to 100,000 subscribers. Such a milestone. I couldn't believe it. And now 200,000 subscribers. It's something I never, ever would have expected to see this channel with. I never would have expected that at all. I remember there were times when I would look at this one statistics site for YouTube called Social Blade, and it had a little tab for future projections where it would try and take a guess based off of, how it was currently looking. I remember looking at these future projections for the channel back in 2015 or so, maybe early 2016, and I remember it said that the channel would have around 200,000 subscribers maybe by 2021 or so, that far into the future. I remember thinking about that and just thinking, to think maybe years from now the channel might even have that many subscribers, but here we are, and it's just shocking to me. I look at the numbers and I can't believe it. It's just all so surprising to me. It really is. This video I think it's going to serve as a thank you video, and also as a little bit of a fireside chat, you can call it. Though we're not really, to the best of my abilities, near any sort of fire, so I guess you can alternatively call it a blue water chalice chat, where really I just want to give all of you a thank you, but also talk a little bit about the channel itself, how it began, how it started out, how it grew, and where it might end up in the future. I remember it's been about 6 years now, to my understanding. I think around 6 years now since I started this channel. I remember, though, it all originally began back in December of 2010. At the time, I had this little, I guess you'd call it a little camcorder, a little bit of a flip camera. You remember those at all? A little flip minnow camera, HD. And I had it. It was mine, but I didn't really know what to do with it. I didn't have any ideas. I just made little home videos with it every now and then. And I just kind of left it to the side, let it collect some dust, and I really didn't have any purpose for it. Now, the idea for this whole channel, because there's the resources for it right there. That's how it originally started out, with that camera. But where did the idea for the channel come from? It all really came to fruition when it was roughly around the same time. I remember at the time in 2011, there were all these commercials on TV that would come on for drinks like 5 Hour Energy. These little energy shots, and they would claim that, when you're falling asleep halfway through the day, it'll keep you alert. And I remember also going through the supermarket and seeing all these energy drinks on the shelves. I remember seeing all the different Monster cans, Red Bulls, Rock Stars, all these very highly decorated drinks, all these colors, and I tried to think, do these really work? And what do they taste like? And then I remember a few days later watching these actual food reviews on YouTube, and I remember thinking, oh, there's something I can do. I can use this camera to talk about these energy drinks and post them onto YouTube, make my own little YouTube channel. And that's how the Report of the Week was born. I took the resources and this idea, and I decided to make a few little energy drink reviews out of them. Now, you might wonder the name, the Report of the Week. Well, how did you go about choosing that name? The original plan for the channel was to do one energy drink report per week. So I thought, alright, well, I'm gonna film one review perhaps every Sunday or so, do that for 4 to 6 weeks, and then call it quits. I intended this channel originally, get away you fly, I intended this channel originally just to be a short-term project. It was supposed to be something that I would do for a couple weeks, and that'd be that. I did the first review for 5 Hour Energy, uploaded it, but then after the second video or so, something happened. Something changed. I remember sitting there doing this review for Monster Energy, And after it was all said and done and it was uploading, I remember kind of pacing around in the room. I remember thinking, this is actually pretty enjoyable. It was fun. I realized at that point in time that sitting in front of that camera, sitting there, being able to do these little energy drink reviews on my own channel, to have my own little show here, was something that I enjoyed greatly. And it was from that moment on that I decided, well, instead of making these energy drink reviews just a real short-term project, I'm going to make it a little bit of a hobby. Since I enjoy it so much, I'm just going to keep doing them. So I would hunt around for energy drinks and I would upload them each week. And eventually I had a little series going known as the Energy Crisis Energy Drink Report. For the first few weeks, I remember, I uploaded videos and they didn't get a lot of attention. But I remember that one day, it was about a month after I first uploaded. The channel was still very new, obviously. But I remember I got a little YouTube notification email in my inbox. And I remember seeing it. I clicked on it. And it said, so-and-so has subscribed to you on YouTube. And I clicked on it. I checked it out. That was my first YouTube subscriber ever. And I still remember that person to this day. It was an amateur magician. His name was Stan. And I checked out his channel. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. He was just a random person. And it was just so cool to me to be able to see that this person, who I never would have known before, I never would have heard of before, actually found out about little old me just by searching through YouTube and finding these energy drink reviews. So it was such a cool feeling to be able to see that this individual actually found out about the channel, subscribed to it, and actually watched a few of my videos. So that was such an amazing feeling, and it's one that I would never forget. And I don't know if this Stan individual is still subscribed to me anymore or not, but he's just someone who I'll never forget because he was my first ever subscriber. Well, anyway, I remember as 2011 kind of progressed, I remember that I still kept the channel going, and it gained a little bit of attention, a small following of, a few friends and a few other people who found out about the channel. Then I decided to expand it a little bit in late 2011. I decided I do these energy drink reviews. How about I try to review some food as well? It's something that I can try out, something that I can try to do. And I figured, well, it's worth a shot. So, in late 2011, I think it was December of 2011, I decided to start the Running on Empty food review series, which now is, of course, the flagship series of the channel, you can call it. But I started that one out by doing the whole McDonald's menu. Started out by saying, okay, I'm going to review every item on the McDonald's menu, try and get this taken care of, and we'll see where that goes from there. And I realized through doing that not only did I enjoy drinking these energy drinks and talking about what they tasted like, but I also found it pretty neat to be able to try these different burgers and, chicken sandwiches and contraptions and see what those were as well. Took a little break from the Running on Empty series in 2012, but later in the year I picked it up again, and from there, well, it's been going ever since. Things continued, and in early 2014, I started the VORW series. And for those of you who know what that is, VORW is a audio-only podcast, I suppose you'd call it, where really I just share whatever's on my mind. I talk about me, I talk about what's going on in terms of the channel, and it's really a place for listeners and anyone interested can find out a little bit more about this channel, how it works, and also about the host. And of course, there's also the signature mailbag show where I read and respond to listener letters too. That's also a place if someone wants to directly communicate with me, they can do that also. And things, of course, continued, and most recently, in December of 2016, I also started the VORW Radio broadcast, which can be heard, of course, on SoundCloud, TuneIn, and on various shortwave frequencies around the globe. And that's also an extension of the channel that I can use to reach an international audience, really from a unique manner. Now, of course, this channel hasn't always been smooth sailing. It's the honest truth. It's had its ups and downs, There have been times where the channel's been doing really well, and there's also been times where the channel, where I've had very low motivation and have, on some occasions, been very, very much tempted to just shut the channel down. And really, it goes like that every year. It undulates, you know, it goes up and down, and that's just how it's always been. Even from when the channel was just so small. I remember back in 2011 even, when it only had around 30 subscribers or so. Even then, there were a few trolls in the comments who would, you know, say real nasty things to me. They would say, you know, well, and at the time, the way my voice sounded, I remember they would say, you know, you have a lisp and, you know, F you and blah, blah, blah. And I remember at the time, I really hadn't received too much, you know, hate like that before, because I never was on the internet before that. I was generally left alone in school. So that really hit home. It really hurt. I remember even in 2012, and especially in 2013, when larger communities found out about the channel, a lot of those hateful things really hit home to me. I took them personally, and it really made me consider the future of this channel. I would sometimes just lay down. I remember I'd lay down on the couch, and I would kind of bury myself, you know, into the cushions and whatnot. I'd kind of think to myself, I'd think, you know, with all these people saying these terrible things about me, what's the point? Why should I even bother with this channel anymore? Well, there was one thing that really kept me motivated and kept me going with this channel. And even nowadays, sometimes I'll be honest, even a few weeks ago, sometimes I'll lose morale for a little bit. I'll get a little depressed about certain situations with the channel. But there's one thing I remember, especially back in 2012, 2013, that I remember thinking that I've held true even to this very day. I remember thinking back then, even if only one person, now it could just be one, could be 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, it could be any number. But even if there's just one person out there that watches these videos, that consumes the content of this channel, unironically, enjoys the videos, and maybe gets something positive out of them, that makes everything on this channel completely and totally worth it, no matter what. There can be millions of people out there laughing at me, mocking me, making fun of me, even filled with hatred towards me. But as long as there's just one person out there that enjoys this channel, that likes the content, that makes it all worthwhile, completely and totally. As long as there's one person out there that this channel positively impacts. I remember thinking about that in late 2013, early 2014, and especially also in mid-2016. Those were the two times when this channel really got to its lowest point ever, and I really genuinely considered stopping this channel. But I always remembered those, and that decided, even through these very tough times, I remember with all the negativity spiraling around this channel back in 2013 and 14, and with my own personal fears back in 2016, where I was genuinely scared and I was fearful to continue this channel for a time. I still remember that. Even through those difficult times, I still kept it up. I still kept this channel going. Even through it all, I always remembered that. And I remember that right now as I record this. I do. It's because of you, ladies and gentlemen. You keep this channel going. And the more that I think of it, the more that I realize that this channel, it's not just about the host, it's not just about the content, but it's a collective effort. You, the listeners, the viewers, the subscribers, the audience, you are just as important when it comes to this channel as the content is. Even more important, truth be told, the content is made for you, the audience. I hope you know how important you are to this channel, how much motivation you give me, and really how you keep this channel going, because I really do mean it. This channel isn't just about the food, it's not just about the, whatever. It's not just about the energy drinks, it's not just about what this burger is rated, it's not just about shortwave radio or the podcasts or the radio broadcasts. Mostly, it's about you, the genuine viewers who really do give me the motivation, the inspiration, and really keep my morale high to keep this channel going. So thank you. I really, truly mean it. I never would have seen this channel having 200,000 subscribers. I never imagined it to have that many. But thank you. I really, truly mean it. Thank you. This is a collective effort. We're in this together. Through the difficult times and the good times. I know, looking ahead, things aren't always going to be smooth sailing. I know that there's going to be more bad times for this channel. I know it. That's just how it is. But no matter what, no matter how bad things might get in the future, I'm going to keep this channel going. That I can promise you. I can. Since we talked about the channel, I want to also really ask you something. When it comes to this channel, I know that it's a food-centric channel. You know, I do the food reviews for the most part. I converse and analyze about these popular items. But I just have a little question for you, because I really do value your opinion. I do. And I just want to really ask you something about this channel and its future. What would you think? Now, granted, looking ahead, the focus of this channel is going to stay the same. Okay, it's going to still remain primarily on food and food reviews. But I'm a little curious, what would you think if, in conjunction with these food reviews, I also upload little random videos every now and then? Say I upload a video of just me talking about, could be anything. I could just analyze something, I can make a little, say I see something that's interesting, I can film that and talk about it, I can make little videos even talking about my suits, why I choose to wear the ones that I wear, and I am aware that they are kind of outdated. I can talk about, really anything. I can talk about, heck, can make a whole video talking about these glorious blue chalices. I can really talk about pretty much anything. And I'm just curious what you would think if I started adding, you know, every now and then. It wouldn't be every day, but maybe once a week, once every week and a half, 2 weeks. Just a random video here and there where I just talk about different things. So I'm just curious as to what you would think about that. Or if you would just like the channel to just stay food related. I'm just curious as to what you'd think about that, so please let me know. And as I said, this is a collective effort, and I want to know what your opinion on this is first and foremost before I do anything about that myself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's really all that I have. Coming up tomorrow is probably going to be a food review for, I figure something from KFC. I think they have a new sandwich out there. Their Zinger sandwich, so I'm probably going to get that taken care of. And I'm also going to upload a VORW for all those of you who are interested in that soon as well. Might be up tonight or so. But really, I made this video just to talk about the channel, its start, how it's progressed, but really how important that you are to this channel, and how this is a collective effort. We run this channel together, and I want to know really what your thoughts are on various things about the channel moving forward. So thank you. I hope you have a great day, and that's all that I have for you. Thank you again, and take care.